Welcome to the Vue Numeric Textbox component tutorial. The Syncfusion Numeric Textbox component receives number inputs from users, who can then adjust the value step by step. The control also provides features like number format support, precision control, and spin buttons. In this video, you will see how to add the numeric text box component to a Vue app with a few of its basic features, namely range validation, value formatting, and setting decimal precision. I will start with the application creation process. I'm going to create a Vue application using the vuejs command. Make sure you have the latest versions of Vue and Node.js installed. To create a project in Vue, open Visual Studio Code and type the npm create v@latest command. I provide the app name, my Vue app. Next, choose Vue as the framework and JavaScript as the variant. The Vue project is created. I navigate to the newly created Vue app and install the required dependencies using the npm install command. To add the Syncfusion Vue Numeric Textbox component, install the Syncfusion Vue Inputs package using the npm install at syncfusion/ej2 Vue Inputs --save command. This command will install the package with its dependencies. The next thing I must do is register the trial license key to use Syncfusion components. I open the main.js file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. For instructions on generating this license key, refer to the link provided in the description for this video. To start using the numeric text box component, I open the app Vue file and remove the default code. I import the numeric text box component from the Syncfusion Vue Inputs package and register it globally with its child directives. To add CSS reference for the Vue numeric text box component, I need to import the necessary CSS references. So, in the style tag, I import the Fluent theme references. Then I add the numeric text box component by adding the vuejs numeric text box tag and set the width to 200 pixels. To align the component with CSS styles, I add the margin bottom property with custom value. Next, I save the changes and run the application using the npm run dev command. Here you can see the numeric text box component is rendered without any value, but you can use the spin buttons in the numeric text box to set or adjust the value. Next, I will show you how to set a value programmatically. To do that, I add the value property and set it to 10. See, now the numeric text box is rendered with the value 10. By default, the spin buttons increase or decrease the value in the numeric text box by 1. Next, I will show you how to use range validation in the numeric text box so that the value specified is within a minimum and maximum range. I add the max and min properties with the values 100 and 1 respectively. Then I add the step property and set its value to 5, so that the number value in the text box will increase or decrease by 5 when the spin buttons are used. You can see the numeric text box with value 10 displayed in it. When I click the up button, it increments by 5 and the value becomes 15. When I click the down button, the value changes back to 10, decrementing by 5. If I type the number 102 in the box, the value changes to 100 since I set the max range value to 100. Similarly, when I set the value to 0, it automatically changes to its min value of 1. Next, let me show you how to format the value. In the numeric text box tag, I add the format property and set the value to C2, which is a currency pattern with 2 decimal places. You can see the value 10 with the default currency symbol, a $, and 2 decimal places when the component is out of focus. But when I type a value with decimal places, it allows me to type more than 2 decimal places. Let's restrict that. First, I add the property decimals and set the value to 2. Then I add the property validate decimal on type and set its value to true. Now I can type the value 34.54, but after that I cannot type any numbers, since the value of the decimals property is 2 and the validate decimal on type property is set to true. The numeric text box does not allow me to type more than 2 decimal places. Next, let me show you how to give this value a custom format. The numeric text box supports 2 custom specifiers, hash and 0. First, I'll use hash to format the value. In the format property, I remove the value C2 and add a value with hash as a string. Here, I have added a value with 3 numbers in the integral part and 2 in the fractional part. As you can see, the value 10 is displayed. When I add a fractional part to the value 10, it shows the fractional part. When hash is used in the format string, it displays the decimal values only when needed. To show the decimal values at all times, I have to use 0 in the format string. To do that, I remove the hash value and add a value with 0. I have added 3 numbers in the integral part and 2 numbers in the fractional part. Now you can see the value 10 is displayed along with 0 in its integral part and 2 fractional numbers, even though there are no decimal values specified. Finally, I will show you how to hide the spin buttons in the numeric text box. I just add the show spin button property and set its value to false. You can see the numeric text box renders without the spin buttons. In this video, I have shown you how to add the numeric text box component to a Vue application. I have also shown you range validation, value formatting, and setting decimal precision. If you want to see a working example, you can download one from the GitHub link in the description for this video. I have also shared a link in the description where you can obtain a free license key to use our Vue products through our community license. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like it and subscribe to our channel.